Nah, you press it.
What's up, team?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up?
We got everybody in the room today, including Stanford's head coach, Greg Meehan. Greg, how are you, Coach?
Awesome. It's fun to be talking about swimming without the stress. It's my favorite week of the year.
Now you can just wake up and do whatever you want to do for like a week or so.
This is pretty great.
No, serious question, Greg. Like, I've felt the stress that you've felt, before. So talk to us about it, really. What is the stress?
Well, it's like you work really hard and you're trying to thread the needle on a 3.5 day window that sort of, dictates your program's performance for the whole year. So that just in and of itself, even though you're confident in how they're going to do, until they actually do it and things sort of get going, you just have that pit in your stomach. And, we were talking before we hopped on, just like our Medley Relay, how excited we were for for this thing to get going last week. And, our Medley Relay and like Reagan's done a million backstroke turns in her life and just has an unfortunate flip. And it's like, just things like that you would just never be prepared for. But, to our credit, we kind of bounced back from a couple of little slip ups that we had. And pressure is a privilege, but it's still, you still like got to work through it.
So it's good that there's eyes on swimming now. Kyle does a brilliant job on Twitter, for instance. Best Twitter account out there, by the way. I think everybody knows that by now. But having eyes and opinions on swimming is a good thing, but that also adds pressure. What do you think about people like us who have these shows and just talk about swimming and have all these different opinions?
It's anything that brings attention to the sport in a positive way, I think is great. I think there's a fine line of using last week as an example with some of the things that maybe aren't normal storylines in our NCAA championships with Leah Thomas's participation and performance, right? I think we want to make sure that we're still drawing good attention to it and not, hate or anger. But I think it's fun for people. It's fun for the fans, for me now this week to be able to watch some of this stuff. Cause I try and not pay attention to the women's stuff going into the meet, but now that we're on the other side and it's the men's meet, like I like to follow along and see what people are saying. You're right. Like Kyle's got really good stuff to say. He's a good follow. And so it's you take it for what it is when it's relative to you. But I think just for our sport, it's awesome just to have stuff out there and to be, getting excited about our national championships. Like, this is it. This is awesome.
I promised these guys this wasn't going to be a Greg Meehan podcast interview, and here we are 3 minutes in, and I've already started. Stop it, Brett. Stop it. Back off. All right, boys, you talk. Go for it. Say something.
Well, are we going to start previewing the meet or what?
Yeah, I say let's just jump right into it.
Ooh.
Unless you want to talk about women's NCAA championships with the head coach here.
Oh, God, we just said we're not going to do that. We're going straight to the men's.
All right, here we go, men. Here we go. Tonight, the 200 medley relay, which Louisville's ranked #1. They're the defending champion, and they just lost. Was he on the relay?
Oh, for
Yes.
sure. He's 18-8. Yeah, that's a big anchor.
He split 18-5 on that 121 relay at ACC's.
So pretty good.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that's going to hurt. They're going to just find somebody, next man up. Let's go, But other than that, Kyle, what you thinking?
I mean, this one's obviously so hard. I think there's even more discrepancy in the 200 freestyle relay, right? Because you get, 4 guys that specialize in different strokes. It's easier for teams to get 4 really nasty 50 splits, in different strokes. So, looking at these teams, 121.8, I don't see them doing that. I'd love for them to prove me wrong. Texas looked great.
I'm going with Florida.
He's got props.
Downtown.
Props. Really? You're calling ASU win?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay. Nice. I like it straight off the bat.
What's that face over there, Chris?
Not in the 800 free relay, in the medley relay?
I'm just
We haven't gotten to the 800 free yet.
I'm just trying to see where they're seated, Kyle. It's taking me a little while to get down that far.
Oh, we're actually in 10th. I misspoke.
10th.
No, I
you
like
did your
Florida.
homework beforehand. You'd have it all charted out on my iPad. I've got them all
You hang on. Show us that again. Show us that chart.
Oh, well,
Let's
you
go
know,
back.
it's just like it's this particular relay, and you probably can't see it, but you know,
Somebody get a screenshot.
they got some great
wow.
picks on
Oh,
there.
wow.
Now,
Oh.
I did have the Louisville winning, but that was before yesterday, so it'll be interesting to see kind of who steps up there. And you know, one of the things about all the events on the psych sheet, especially the individual events, but even some of the relay events, is like you just have to continue looking down the list, right? Like Cal's down there at 123.2. There's no way on God's green earth they're going 123.2 tomorrow or tonight. So it's just like paying attention. I think they're seated maybe, I don't know, 12, 13, something like that. So, you know, how far did they move? How good is Texas? Ohio State relays on the women's side last week were really good. You know, they're certainly strong on the men's side. They're seated third going into tonight. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. You just got to pay attention, like all the way down that list to see who's there.
So Kyle's picking ASU. Greg, who are you picking?
After news yesterday, I'm gonna pick Florida.
Florida, good call.
That's my call too.
Okay. Before we get to Chris, real quick here, I don't know much about the Stanford men. Do you have dealings with them? What's your take there?
Yeah, they're doing really, really well. They've kind of flown under the radar a little bit this year, but they were really impressive at Pac-12s. And admittedly, I'm going to have a little bit of a West Coast bias, a little bit of a Pac-12 bias, and certainly a Stanford bias. But Dan Schemmel and his assistant Neil Caskey, they're in their third year here. I think they came in like right before the pandemic, and they've got things rolling. So it's been really fun to see. They've got top seed in the Hunter Fly with Andrei Minikov. Their 800 free relay tonight should be really good. They got just kind of solid relays all the way around. And they're young. So yeah, it's been pretty fun to watch. I think they're going to be good.
Right. Chris, what are you thinking?
Just a couple of relevant pieces of information. I think Louisville's drop off to their next best 50 freestylers about 0.3 of a second. So when you look at that, you think they probably have a better chance. But even with their relay intact, I was going to go Texas on this. And I expect as well, Greg points out Cal, totally agree. They were missing two of their best swimmers when they achieved that time at mid-season. So you got to believe they're going to be much faster. I would guess they're going to be in the top 3 in this relay.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let me look at this deeper.
The one leg that Florida doesn't really have is a breaststroke leg. They got a great 50 back. They have a great 50 fly with Eric Fries. And of course, they can probably stick a couple of different people on the back. But I don't even think they broke 23 on the breaststroke leg. So they're going to have to do that probably. I don't know if Dylan Hillis is going to swim it or not for them. But other than that, the Texas kid that transferred from Denver, he's a stud. You can stick him on the front of the relay and let him swim the 50 back. You can stick him at the end of the relay and he'll go 18.3 on the back. So yeah, Texas has got Casper Corbo, who I assume was going to be swimming that 50 breaststroke for them, who's quite strong.
I'm going to do everybody a favor. That swimmer's name is pronounced Ahanahi. That gave me a real hard time. I was announcing him at a swim meet once, so I got educated on it. But look at it.
I was announcing him at Big 12s, and Josh Davis and I were saying ouch and ouchie. And
no.
He came over and corrected us. But, I mean, you're right. He split, I think, 18-2 or 18-3 on the relay that got DQ'd. And, I mean, we reviewed that live. We went frame by frame, and I don't know what they have in-house to review that, but I didn't think he left early. So, I mean, it's not like he jumped 0.2 and is going to go 18.5. I mean, that's a fair pick. I mean, I'm ASU all day, but Texas has a really stout relay with Grimm leading that off too. I don't think we've seen everything from him yet.
Is Grimm going to lead off?
I think he has to.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that kid went 20.6 in the 50 backstroke as a sophomore in high school. So, the 50 back is a strong event for him. All right, 800 freestyle relay.
Hang on. I didn't get my pick in, son of a gun.
Oh, Jiminy Pizza.
Hey, listen, I'm going to start this show off by saying Cal's coming out swinging. Cal's winning this event. And I think they set the standard for the rest of the meet here. And I think that's kind of that's their attitude, is they're going to take this first one and they're going to show Texas that they're here to play. that's not to take anything away from Texas. I think it's going to be a great race. I think it's going to be very, very close. But I'm going to say Cal wins this one. So let's see.
Do you think they're swimming Bjorn on the backstroke and the freestyle leg? You think he's going to get out and go 20.3, and then I very biasly hope he gets to swim a 50 backstroke. His first 25 and their 100 back at Pac-12s was hard to comprehend. I really had no idea he could swim 100 back like that. Yeah, I hope he does that backstroke leg. But
well, I can say this now because it's the day of the meet, and I think it's fair to kind of let this out now. But I think we all know that Cal had a number of guys unshaved, but the number is quite extraordinary from what I heard from the coaches themselves. The number of unshaved athletes at Pac-12s was just ridiculous for how well they swam.
What was it?
It was, I think it was something like 14 of the guys that were racing at Pac-12s were unshaved. It was an extraordinary number compared to, how fast they swam. So, look, I'm thinking there's going to be some big time drops from the Cal men. I think the Dave Marsh effect is real. I think they're well coached by Dave Durden for starters. I think they're hungry for the win. I think Texas is legitimately the team to beat. I'm not saying Cal is the team to win, but I think they're gonna take a swing here, and I think they start from the first event. So let's see. Well, we've all had our picks. Let's see what happens.
All right, 800 free relay. Sockwell, this is you, buddy.
This one's tricky. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
ASU all day. The jersey up there?
No.
It's backwards. Hold on.
Oh, it's backwards.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the way that they look, they've got Leon, they've got Grant House. I mean, the bookends of that relay are going to be lights out. I think we lead off in a 129 at least from Grant. Hopefully he's watching, just trying to fire him up a little bit. And then, I don't think we've seen what Leon can really do. I think he's going to be a 140 on the tail end. And, we had a couple guys go 133.0, I think. Flat start and make the meet that weren't on the relay.
How about the fact that Leon goes like 15 meters underwater off every wall in the 200 free? That was unbelievable.
Yeah, his momentum off each kick is hard to understand. I hadn't seen it in person until I watched their dual meet against USC. And it is just, it's hard to understand. It really is. And then I watched it at Pac-12s and his 400 IM. It was just every turn. The kid's lights out. I'll get to his 4 IM and his other races later.
Kyle, have you just got 18 different shirts tucked away back there for each event? Is that what's happening here?
You got to keep watching.
Greg, what are you thinking here?
I'm going to be a homer on this one. I think we as in Stanford men are sneaky good in this event. They're seated 4th. They've got some lineup flexibility. So it'll be really interesting to see what Dan does on those. And I think they're going to be, if they don't win, they're going to be right there. So I'm excited.
Nice call. Chris?
I'm going Texas again. I'm almost hedging against myself. I told you guys in the group chat before this, my heart wants Cal to win. That's who I'm going to be cheering for. That's the team that I adopt pretty much for every NCAA championship. That's who I want. And more often than not, it seems like Texas breaks my heart. So I'm making picks to hedge against my own disappointment. So no matter what I win, I think, because those are the only two teams I think that will contend for the team title. Sorry, Kyle. But for me, it's 80% Texas, 20% Cal. And so I'm picking Texas in this one. Just won't pick against Eddie Reese.
Good one.
This is hard. Georgia's got those two guys that are pretty good named Luca Orlando and Matthew Sates, the two young guys that definitely were not rested for their meet at SECs. So they got two big dogs. But Florida, so do they. So I'm gonna go with Florida again.
Wow. Florida are stacked. You're right. No,
Kieran Smith lead off.
Yeah, pretty good. I'm taking Texas on this one. I'm with Chris. I think Texas come back swinging here, and I think Texas were not fully rested for their championship either. Obviously, they never are, but think they're loaded here. I think Texas get the win on this one. Another great battle. I don't think the NCAA record's getting broken. Anyone think that record is gone or it's safe?
605.
605 flat.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
They got Drew. They got
Taking
one of
it
the
out.
4.
They're taking it out. We're gonna have 4 guys under 130. One of them's going 127.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Just back to me.
I want to take my vote back. I'm gonna go with Texas on that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pivot to ASU.
No. Sorry.
Breaking my
He's
heart.
coming to his senses. He's coming to his senses.
Oh, he's Texas. He got off Florida.
Yeah, I'm off Florida now.
Oh, what a weakling.
Give him the medley relay. I'm not going to give them both relays.
30 seconds. Not bad, Nate.
Yeah,
thank you.
All right. First day, 500 free, 2 IM, and the 50 freestyle. The 500 freestyle is some people opted not to swim this one. Some of the bigger names. There's still a lot of big names, obviously. Sockwell, you got a dog in the fight there.
I got a few dogs in this fight. If you scroll down, I mean, I think we've still got more to see from States. I mean, this race is stacked. We've got, I mean, Kieran's in there, of course, but down there at 14, Julian still had a mustache at Pac-12s. I think he's making that A final. He's making that A final. I think he might get below 409.
Still had a mustache.
But Kieran Smith, he's gonna lay down something crazy. I hope he goes 405.
Good call.
DeSantis.
Oh, I thought Coach Meehan.
Oh,
was
sorry.
next.
Yep. Sorry, Coach.
I mean, how do you go against Kieran? The guy's just a beast. He's got the experience. I would say it's Kieran, Sates, and Jake McGahee would kind of be in my top 3 there.
Was he injured? Was Jake injured last semester? I don't think he swam. He was awesome last year. Didn't he win it?
He was first or second. I don't remember.
I believe he beat Kieran last year.
Oh, that was the guy. Yeah, that was the kid that beat Kieran. That came from
407. I love the way he swims. Got a great stroke. I just don't know if he's at 100% because I don't think he swam last semester. That being said, there's gonna be so many names that are left out. I mean, even look down, like Sean Grisham from California is down there.
Yeah,
you got Bobby Fink ranked 33rd.
David Johnston from Texas. We watched that kid swim live. He was amazing. Gabriel Jett from California. He's a freshman. He had an unbelievable first half of the season. Jake Mitchell's up there. Patrick Callan from Michigan. Those 2 Michigan boys are going to be fighting for it. So this one, prelims, is going to be where that race really is. Big points on that one. Brett?
I'm going with my boy Matt Sates. I'm a fan of his. It's hard to pick against some of these other guys, to be honest. It's a stacked field for sure. But I think my freshman boy here, I think he's going to figure it out. From what I hear, he's just one of the most, hardest working men out there. Again, it's a whole field of hardworking men. So I'm not going to take anything away from anybody. I think he's super talented. Just figuring out the yards. So I think he gets this one, Matt Sates.
Oh, there's this kid named Bobby Fink who's ranked 33rd.
Oh, he's down there? Okay.
Yeah, he'll come home in 20 point.
Yeah.
And Nate, now you skipped over me, but I'm going to go Sates as well. I just think if you're coming out of South Africa and you swum extremely well representing South Africa, you have maybe the most dysfunctional national governing body for swimming in the world, and you found a way to succeed. Now you're at University of Georgia, where everything's running like a well-oiled machine and you're swimming awesome. I just don't see anybody beating him in the 500 free.
Yeah.
You might be right. He swam so well last year. He was cleaning up everybody at everything. World Cup meets, what you name it. He was kicking people's teeth in.
Good call.
Okay.
On we
go. 200 individual medley.
Back to me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
look at that 1-2 right there.
You got 2 shirts available for this one?
Jeez. I got plenty of shirts. I swam
How
there for
the
3
tables
years.
have turned.
I mean, how do you live up to what Walsh did at women's NCs? That race was unreal. If you look at her splits, It's perfect. I mean, I think she was 23, 27, 31, 26. So just a shout out to women's NCs, but we're going to move on. Greg, you brought it up. Leon is so good. I mean, he's just it's hard to. I don't need to say anything else. He's just so good. When you watch him, that's what you think. I mean, he swims. He swims really, really well. So I'm going ASU 1-2 in this one. I'm going Leon and Grant both breaking 140. Leon goes 138.10 and breaks the NCAA record.
No
wow.
way.
Dang.
Hey, when it happens, tweet me.
Okay.
I will.
I'll retweet you. How about that? Greg, what are you thinking?
I think it's a Leon, Destin, Lasco kind of head-to-head battle. Lasco, as a freshman last year, he proved just how he handles those big moments. He had a pretty incredible NCAA meet. He was one of those guys, Brett, you talked about. He was pretty hairy at Pac-12s. He had full.
Did he have a mustache?
He had a goatee hanging down, more than a stash. So I think it's going to be really close. I'm going to say Leon, but I think Destin's going to be right on his hip there.
Okay.
Can we just get a little appreciation for 5 guys under 141 in this psych sheet for NCAAs?
I mean, 11 under 42.
Yeah. The depth of these meets. I mean, we got a lot of 5 years in here, but I mean, I just think that's an excuse to ignore how fast the sport's getting. But
two of the top 8 are from Israel. Got this Israeli invasion over here.
Yeah, Ron's a really good swimmer, by the way. He's the freshman from Stanford. He went 50-point on their medley relay as their breaststroker. You know, I would imagine he'll be on the 800 free relay tonight. He was at Pac-12s. He split.
I think he was the fastest split actually on that 800 free relay, like 131 flat or something.
131.1, I think. Yeah, something like that. So, I mean, he's legit. So he'll be in the mix.
Yeah, no one said Carson Foster yet, but I mean, he's sitting there.
We still got some picks coming, man. Don't worry.
He's a big American boy. DeSantis.
Polanski, again, another dysfunctional national governing body. I don't know anything about anybody's facial hair at any of these meets. I would love a detailed report from Sockwell, who had what at what meet. That would actually really help. But now it's too late to do that kind of thing. But I do know a lot about NGBs. I'm going with and as much as it pains me, I'm going to go with Marchand. I have to give one to the Sun Devils. He's just been amazing. And I feel like you start comparing him to Walsh. I feel like he's like the anti-UVA swimmer, because Douglas and Walsh and Walsh, you know, they stand behind the blocks and you look at them and go like, how could this person lose? Marchand stands behind the blocks and you go like, how did this age grouper get into the meet? And why is he in the final heat? Did he show up at the wrong time or whatever? And then he just dives in and kicks everybody's ass. So I got to go with him all the way.
I mean, 41-1 in the 100 and 34 in the 4i. I mean, it's Kate Douglas-esque. I don't want to compare Leon to her because what she did is, I don't think I'll ever understand it. But I mean, it's pretty impressive. I'm biased though.
Nate, what are you thinking?
Oh man, I'd probably go with the French kid.
Come on.
But, you know, I'm American, so I'm going with Carson Foster.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. America.
What about you, Brett?
You know what? I am an American too, and that's why I'm going to go with Hugo Gonzalez. Okay? I'm going the opposite direction, baby.
Good one.
My boy Hugo, unshaved. This guy's going to drop a bomb. Marchand is done. You know, he's done what he's done. Is what I'm saying. He's hit his peak here. All right, he's not going faster. Hugo's going to drop a bomb on this kid and shock him. Actually, you know what? Serious. I've never seen Marchand swim a stroke in my life. Not a single stroke.
Yeah, you're gonna see it.
That's why I'm not picking him. Yeah,
well,
but
actually, you won't see him because he's underwater the most of the time. So look underwater.
Yeah, I need to watch this one. He's probably deadly, but I'm picking Gonzalez for the upset win on this one.
Brett, I can't wait to make fun of you for that one because
watching
Gonzalez compete, he's just as likely to either A, miss the final, or show up with the wrong suit on, or show up with the wrong cap on.
100%. I'm
that
so with you. I'm so with you. Yeah, I've coached the kid. I coached him. You know, I've been part of a team that pretended to coach him, and I'm like, what is happening here? Like, this kid is the most talented thing I've ever seen in my life, and yet he can be the worst swimmer in the whole pool in the stroke of a switch. You know, it's like, I don't know what's happening, but yeah, he could be a winner, or he could finish 35th. So we'll see.
All right, Brett's event 50 freestyle here.
Oh yes.
This is just so sick. 11 guys -1, 10 guys seated, under 18. Under 19. Goodness. Jack Dolan down there at 11th. He dipped under 19 at Pac-12s. Cody Bybee. They're on the same team. Cody Bybee had a nasty split on our relay. He was 18-4, but that race between Crooks, Curry, Seeliger, Curtis. I mean, I don't know. Flip a four-sided coin. I'm going with Brooks Curry because he's got a dope mullet and some cool jorts.
Brooks Curry, hey, the 50. I don't know if he's a 50 guy. It's a big call.
How about 2 freshmen in the top 4 seeds at a 50 free at a men's NCAA championships? That's I'm sure it may have happened at some point, but that's pretty awesome. I love Brooks Curry. I got to meet him and got to know him a little bit during the Olympic experience this summer. He is a wild card and but an awesome dude and super talented. So I'm going to go with Brooksy for the win.
Nice. Chris?
As you guys know, I have a deep affinity for Swedish sprinters. So I'm going with Björn, as they would call him, the bear. It's Swedish for bear. And I think he will use his Viking strength to overcome the field here in the 50 free.
Under 10 breaths for him. No, serious question.
Under.
Yeah, you might be right.
Oh, he breathes a lot?
Oh, every stroke.
What?
Yeah, the whole time.
Oh. Yeah, imagine that 10 years ago.
And he's like 6'8".
Yeah.
So it's even funnier.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
He's got his proportions, not like at Olive Garden, but like as a human being are it's hard to understand. His legs are so short. When he was getting interviewed, I was like, what is going on? That guy's gonna be fun to watch. I just hope he does that 50 backstroke lead off. That's all I want.
Oh wow. Greg, did you make a pick here?
I did. Brooks Curry.
Oh, you're Brooks. It was so stupid. I didn't even register it. All right, fair enough. All right. Who else we got? Nate, who are you picking?
I'm gonna stick with Jordan Crooks, man. He is a unit.
Yeah.
He is big and strong, and he's got the underwaters, and he's got the start, and he's legit, and he's not 18. He's a little bit older than that. So, him and David Curtis, I think they could go 1-2. I'm gonna call a tie. 1856, both of them on the podium together.
Wow. Okay, just a little inside info here. I got a text message from Matt Creditch. Let me see what he said about the kid. He said something about his vertical jump the other day. Oh, here we go. Crooks jumped over 3 inches higher than he ever had last week, 36.5 inches. That's a direct quote from Matt Creditch, all right? He's jumping 3 inches higher than he's ever jumped.
That's taper.
That's taper, baby.
That's taper, baby.
Yeah. I think it's a good call. I think it's a good call. I do. I really think that the Viking power. I don't think he was fully shaved or rested for Pac-12. So I think he could be my favorite here. But I'm big on Jordan Crooks, especially with that extra 3-inch vertical leap we're factoring in here. So I think he's very good. I think Bjorn gets it on the touch. That's what I'm going to say.
All right, moving along here. 200 freestyle relay. That's so funny. Virginia's seated first in this relay, and we didn't even talk about them in the 50 free. They even have a guy? Where do they have a guy?
Brownstead at 9th.
9th. Okay.
Yeah,
Brownie.
he's at a measly 18.8.
Yeah, Brownie. Forgot about Brownie.
Oh, let's go around the room real quick. Do we see an all 18 final
Of course.
for the first time?
Sure. I hope so.
Of course.
Yeah.
That'd be exciting too. First time. Okay.
All right. Sockwell, you going with UVA?
No.
Didn't
So
think
ASU.
so.
Have you been paying attention?
Yeah, I mean, we look pretty good in that relay. I brought up Cody Bybee, he was an 18.4. We got Dolan.
Oh my God.
And then I think Leon might pop on there and go 17.3. So he'll probably take 4 strokes. I think I'm going NC State. They're stacked. I honestly, that's just me looking at a team and picking a name. I mean, those 2 relays are so fun. I just hope one of them goes 1:14.07.
I like the Bears in this one. I think they're absolutely loaded, and to the point earlier, if they're going 15 flat with their entry time without being kind of all in at their conference meet, I think they're going to be really good, and I think they are going to give that record a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, I thought we agreed not to antagonize Brett before we started this, and then you go right for that record, Kyle, and he was so upset he had to get up and leave the table and collect.
I didn't even hear the prediction of the record going down. Is that what happened?
He was saying he really hopes they go 1:14.07 to get that fake cheater Auburn record off. I think that's what he said.
I watched that relay yesterday. That was a fun one. And Josh Davis interviewed him afterwards and was talking about putting him on the internet for the world to see. That's how old that record is. 09.
Yeah, actually, what you guys don't know is 2 days before the meet started, we actually just put 4 suits on the block and we threw them in the water and they went 1:13.5. So that's what happened 2 days before the meet. So we knew they were going to get the record at that point.
I do actually. I personally, unlike Kyle, I like that record because you got a Danish guy leading off. So much love for Jakob. But I'm going UVA in this relay. I just think they've got no holes. I mean, we look, say, hey, we didn't even talk about them in the 50, but they have 4 guys. I mean, they have rock solid all the way from the beginning to the end of this relay. And I think Todd DeSorbo's done an amazing job getting his swimmers to just keep building through the whole season. So I don't expect them to be slower. I expect them to be faster. And I think that's going to be very hard to beat.
I'm with you on that, actually. Like, I think you're 100% right. Like, Todd's really good at getting his guys to swim fast when it matters, and this is when it matters, and I expect them to do the same thing.
Nice. I'm going with Greg here. I'm going with the Cal Bears on this one for the win, and I am hoping they get the record. I really am. I can't stand that record. I'm over it. Let's get rid of it. So, yep, Cal Bears. I'm picking them at a 1:13.8.
All right, 4 a.m.
This should be fast.
This will be good. This is one of the races of the meet, I think.
Sockwell did bring it. Like, he's just got like a whole drawer.
Oh, he's just. There. Oh, who's winning this then, Sockwell?
Leon.
You know what? We got David Schlitt down there at 7, 340.60. He wasn't shaved. He wasn't all the way down at PAX. I think he goes 334. I think Marshawn goes 326, breaks every record, comes home in a 46.2. And
3 what?
I don't know. I think this is the race of the meet. I am picking Leon. Jokes aside, I mean the final at PAX. I mean, with Leon going 334, I mean it was easy to like miss Hugo going 336, and then Ron 339, and David. I think that was from earlier on. But I mean that heat looked like an A final. That's how a lot of stuff has looked like at these conference meets. Does he get that record? I don't know. I want to save it for next year. And it's my decision, obviously. So
he's going to hold back. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he's going to hold back and go 333.5. What isn't it? 333.4.
Oh wow.
333.4. Yeah, he's just like 1 second off.
I've had the pleasure of seeing Leon a couple of times now this year. We saw ASU when we went to midseason meet at Greensboro. Saw him for our dual meet. And then I watched Pac-12s from the comfort of my home. the men's meet, and I mean he's just so good. It's just hard to like think as good as Carson is, as good as Hugo is, as good as Ron is. Like I just don't see anybody getting past him. He does not have a weakness, and his ability to stay underwater and be really fast on that last 100 of a 400 IM, which other people just can't do. I think I'm on the Leon train here. He's going to roll this one.
Nice. Chris?
Just to make it interesting, I want to point out the awesome name seated down in 25th, Cotton Fields. Probably the best name in this whole field.
Cotton Fields.
Pun intended. But it's got to be Marchand. It's got to be him. No chance for anybody else.
It's got to be. Really? I wasn't gonna pick him, so now I'm gonna have to reevaluate. It's got to be.
Well,
Nate, who are you picking?
I heard before some dual meet. I think it was the dual meet against USC. They threw him in a suit just after practice, and he went 3:38.
With the mythical after practice.
When yeah, he also went 50.3 long course 100 fly. Hopefully, y'all get that reference.
Yeah, I think someone did the math. Dave Marsh was saying that he spent that 3:34. He was underwater for 1 minute and 40 seconds of the race. So just a little tidbit there. But I mean, I don't pick against America for a reason. And that's why I'm going Carson Foster. I think this is like a lot of what we've been talking about is questioning, like, is Arizona State, did they kind of like put all their chips in, kind of like we saw Tennessee sort of did on the women's side at SECs, and then lost over 100, probably the most points we've ever seen lost on a psych sheet before.
What's going on up there?
I'm just playing devil's advocate here. So
the mustache comment.
You know, these Texas guys, they don't really have a conference meet to shave and taper for and really get too concerned with. So I'm going to stick with Carson Foster. But yeah, I think Tim Chang in the comments said, hey, don't forget about the reigning champion Bobby Fink and sitting at 39th. When you come home in 46.6, you can do some damage on the last leg. So as long as he gets into finals, he's got an unbelievable backstroke, as Kim Bracken has told us. And if he's there, it's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, why is Bobby Fink seated so low in all these events?
Oh, he didn't
swim it.
I think because he didn't swim that fast.
SECs.
He had the COVID.
He had the COVID. That's right. Yeah.
Actually, a few of those Florida kids did. So that's another reason to be bullish on Florida, because they didn't, you're not even looking at them basically in the psych sheet.
Did he do that in a last chance or a time trial? Like some weird, right? He didn't even do it at SECs.
No, he didn't do it at SECs, but he already made the meet, so he had his B cuts and was in.
I thought there was one event he still needed to get his B cut in, which he hadn't done yet. Yeah.
He raced Ledecky at the end of practice, I heard.
Good luck.
After 100 fly where he went 50.2.
I'm gonna go full screen for my prediction here.
Oh boy.
Carson.
Yeah.
Carson Foster, baby. Carson Foster. All day long. Carson, I'm with you, baby. Listen, I know you're listening to this, Carson. Let's take the win here. Don't worry about these fools. Let's get this one.
Didn't expect a Mizuno ad in our 400 IM.
I didn't either. They're not even paying me for this. Damn it. But I look so good in the shirt. I figured I'd do it.
Yeah.
How many guys under 340 in prelims?
Good one. Yeah.
Why do you always have to ask a question that requires us to think longer than we already have? But we can barely sustain our attention span to make a pick, and you have to throw out a question like that.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to take that to final. I'd say top 8.
It's tough to do.
I'm not answering it. I was just wondering.
Yeah. It's a rhetorical question.
Let's move on.
All right, Hunter Fly.
Ooh, Minikov. I watched him swim at. I know it pains me. Actually, no, we're past Pac-12s. We can pick for the pack back to back NCs. Yeah, I mean, I watched him split. Like 40. I forget what he was on the 4 medley.
He was 43.5, maybe
something like that. He was 19.4, on the medley. I mean, that guy is a born to butterfly swimmer. I coined that term just now. So
I like it.
Use that in your daily rambling. But yeah, I'm
nice.
Yeah, he's good underwater, but he's not necessarily what some of these other guys are underwater. He's just really good on the surface, super strong, which is why he goes 51 or whatever he went, long course 100 fly. Like he's a legit butterfly swimmer. So I'm going to go there. And then I think Nick Albiero is going to be second. That kid always shows up at big meets. He swam really well at the conference meet, kind of got better almost as the conference meet went on, which is a good indication of someone that's on a good roll. And their women's team had a really good meet, and Arthur knows how to coach his own kids. So I'm going to go on Andre, Nick, kind of 1-2 finish there.
5-time ACC champ too in the same event.
That's
like breaking that record.
I hope we don't ever have a situation where somebody has that opportunity.
Exactly. Chris?
Yeah, I got to go with Minikov as well. I was talking on a podcast and I completely disrespected him prior to one thing or another, casting him as some sort of greenhorn, when
that's not unusual for you though.
Yeah. When he was in, all right. When he was a guy who was, racing real well at the a little meet called the Olympics. So I got to make up for that and say it's Minikov.
Is Minikov Russian?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so last week on the pre-show, I predicted some protests, and they happened. Whether they were already going to happen or not, but it happened. Do we have any Russian protests at this meet?
No.
People don't even know he's Russian.
They do now, baby.
Yeah.
I love that take.
I think also more like, he's a Russian kid that's studying at American University. I think, you saw what happened with Rylov earlier this week. There's a big gap between showing up to do a pro-war Putin rally in Russia and just 100%. Being a Russian person who happens to be living in America.
So there's no chance he puts the Z on his Stanford uniform then?
I don't think so.
No chance.
Okay.
0.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm going with Youssef Ramadan.
Yes, I'm with you on that. I'm just going to jump straight on. I'm with you on that. Tell me why.
I just think Virginia Tech, like him and this Bulgarian kid, Ivanov, like they've just been going at it together for a couple of years now. Yeah. They're both really good, but he seems to be just a little bit better. Even though that I've heard from some coaches in Virginia that Ivanov kid he could have been even better than what he should have been last year. Cause he took off like several weeks during Christmas. Just didn't swim at all. Like weeks.
Why?
I don't know, man. But that's what I heard.
Let's not start rumors on this show. Come on.
Yeah, it's just that's what I heard.
I heard he went 50.1 actually over Christmas, but it wasn't.
It was long course
at the end of practice.
I'm gonna go Virginia Tech 1-3.
Oh wow, 1-3. I don't know.
Minikov?
Yes.
All right. Ramadan.
I'm picking
incredible interviews. So.
Okay, I'm picking Minikov for. No, I'm picking Youssef Ramadan. Is that how you say
he's
it?
hungry. He's a hungry guy.
I heard last year that he had a brain explosion in the prelims and didn't make it to the finals. So I'm thinking he learned from that.
Sounds like it hurts.
Won't do that again. Yeah, he's not going to do that again. So I'm picking him for the win. Sergio Lopez, my good friend. I hope he gets a win for himself as well. That would be nice. Believe.
All right, 200 freestyle. Maybe the best event of the.
Good luck picking this one.
Good luck. Yeah. What do you mean? I don't need luck. You got a guy that looks like this. That's swimming in the race.
Oh,
you
that's
can't
right.
pick against him.
Yeah, it's classic.
I think we have 3 guys under 130. We could have 4 to 5. Who knows? We'll see. I know Brett's probably picking Sates. Yeah, I think Grant's. I mean, he kind of has a vendetta out for this race. I think he shows up on that 800 free relay, pops off, and then goes a little faster in the final of this one.
I love your props, man. They're beautiful.
Yeah, I prepped.
This is brutal. You look at this and it's like Patrick Callum's down there at 20th, Trenton Julian's down there at 15th, Drew Kibler's coming in seated 7th. There's a lot of good. The prelims of this, I would think, is going to be as competitive as any event that we're going to see. Like it's going to be a bloodbath to make the A final. There's going to be a lot of really good swimmers in that B final. Sometimes I always feel like the guys not swimming the 500 the day before are at an advantage. Like you got Kieran coming 500 into 200 free. It's a hard, quick turnaround. So I'm gonna roll with Kyle here. I'm gonna pick Grant House for the win. But I don't know. It'll be interesting.
You want these
sunglasses? Yeah, I wish I had a pair in my office.
You need these Vipers. Chris DeSantis, what you got?
Well, while everybody's sharing inside info, I actually heard that after a Georgia practice, somebody said that Sates would be faster if he was a little bit taller, and he actually spontaneously grew an inch and went a 128 in the 200 free. So that's why I'm picking him to win this race.
Sates, baby. Sates. Good call. Good call.
Yeah, this one's tough.
Do it.
I usually go with the big dogs, so I'm going to go with Kieran Smith. I think this is his favorite event. I think that's what he said. When it's your favorite event, you usually like to win those ones. I'm going to go with another American because I don't go against us.
Nate, you just picked a non-American in the 100 fly. Just one.
Oof, two of them actually. Two of them.
Just picked against that.
Yeah.
Then Grant House. Look at that picture.
Yeah, what's more American than Grant House? I'm staying with the American Grant House. I'm picking Grant House too. He's a good man. Good, I would consider him somebody that I could chat with privately. He's just a good person. Grant House all day long. Grant, let's go get this win, baby. Come on, do it. I like him.
All right, Hunter breaststroke. Sockwell, you're up.
Yep. Man, I want Max McHugh to go under 50. I hate picking people that are in first unless it's Grant House or Leon, obviously. I'm going with Max. I mean, he's had such a great breaststroke run. He's a senior. He knows how to get it done. There's Kyle.
Hey, Kyle.
Great first name and brother of Grant House. Yeah, I'm going Max. I want to see him get it done. I want to see him under 50. I think he goes 46.87 for no reason. 46. I'm setting myself up for failure.
Good. Out in 22, back in 23.
I already did that in practice.
2 strokes. 2 strokes a lap.
Coach?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Max. Got to go with the big guy. He's really consistent in his performance at big meets. I like his experience here as a senior. Honestly, it's the event I probably know the least amount or the least about. So I'm going to roll with the chalk here and go with Max.
Yeah, I'm going with McHugh as well. I actually put these on so I could try and find an ASU swimmer, but I was having a little trouble.
He's down there. Come on.
And then I just gave up because it took too long, and so I went with McHugh.
Oh, goodness.
Classic.
Yeah, Max is the fastest 50 breaststroker ever, I think, on a relay, which means he's probably going to be the fastest 100 breaststroker. But Alabama swam so well last week. I mean, I have this inkling that they're going to continue to swim well. The guys are going to swim just as well as the women did. And this guy, Derek Moss, who's one of the only guys sub 51, he's going to be right there.
That's a great point. They swam lights out from day one.
Yeah, I'm going to take 50 Cent in this one. I mean, Max McHugh in this one. Anyone that can get shot and come back and win an NCAA championship, that's toughness for me. That's the definition of toughness. So Max is the man. And I love his description of what it feels like to get shot. He said it feels wet. So that's a swimming analogy that he used, and I love it. So Max, all day long, tough man. Let's get it.
All right, Hunter backstroke here.
Ooh, Burnsy, the underwater specialist. That kid's so good underwater. We've been talking about Leon a lot, but I mean, he's up there too. But no shot anyone is close to the giant man from California, Bjorn. I think he's out 17-8, and he comes back 24, but he still gets it done.
Bjorn, speedster. Greg, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I like the tall Swede, and I like his teammate too. I'm a big Destin Lasco fan. Just watching that kid, grow up and just continue to get better. He's from my neck of the woods out east, and so I think the Bears go 1-2 in this event.
Oh, 1-2.
Destin first?
No, I'm going to go Bjorn first.
Oh, okay.
Those long arms, man. God dang.
They are long.
Chris,
I cannot believe the level of disrespect I'm hearing for Hunter Armstrong.
Yeah, he's got long arms too. He's got huge arms.
He has huge, long arms. His name kicks ass, and he's definitely winning.
I mean, that's a fair call. Yeah, Nate, what are you thinking?
Actually, I'm kind of with DeSantis on this one.
There
Ohio State had been getting the love that they should have been getting. They swam excellent last week on the women's side. The men are up here like on everything. Look at them in the relays, like they're top 5 relays. They're way more depthy than they have been in a while. And Hunter Armstrong has really gone from everyone thinking like, oh, this is some kid that became an Olympian backstroker to, I mean, is he seated first in the 100 freestyle? Like this kid's like turning into like a real deal sprint freestyler as well as a backstroker. And I think probably all of his focus on sprinting freestyle this year will ultimately help him in sprinting this 100 backstroke. I'm going to go with Hunter Armstrong with Chris DeSantis here.
Yeah, I'm with DeSantis too. I think he does have long arms. That's why I'm going to go with Bjorn on this one. Bjorn for the win. Let's go, baby. Bjorn.
He'll be first at the 25. I'd put money on that.
Yeah, and that kid from Texas, that transfer from Denver, like he's
there's a kid from Texas.
He's a wild card, man. Like
that's a great call out. They were so similar.
Chris, can you pronounce his name again?
Cameron Ahanahi.
Thank you.
Ahanahi.
We'll have to pull up a clip of Eddie Reese trying to say that because he was butchering it. Okay, what else? 4 medley relay here. Middle day wrapping up. Indiana with the top seed. Incredible relay from their conference championship meet. Can they replicate it again?
I think they can. I don't know if that's good enough to win. I think Stanford looks really good in this relay. That fly split's going to be hard to beat. Cal, I mean, why are they all the way down there? I mean, if they stack this relay, I think they wish they could swim Bjorn first and last, obviously, like the 2 medley. I'm going to go Ohio State. I agree. I think they deserve a little more love than they've been getting. And based on the way they swam at the women's meet, I think they can get a little off that. So I'm going Ohio State in this one with ASU taking second by 100.
Is the Louisville guy that pulled out of the meet, is he also their anchor on this relay?
Either that or 100 flyer. Yeah. I mean, he's 45 low in the 100 fly, I think, too.
Well, they probably put Albiero on fly.
No, they put Albiero on fly.
Oh, yeah.
Swim freestyle. 41 low on this.
And then what's their next guy?
They have a great 50 breaststroker.
I wish I knew, but not 41 low.
Not 41 low. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough. I think this is going to be as competitive a top 8 relay heat as any. This is, I mean, it's like you look down the list and it's loaded. Again, Cal's coming in at 10th. Stanford does not have a weak leg here as you roll through all 4 legs. That 301.4 was from Pac-12s. I think they're going to be right in the mix. And I feel like NC State has kind of flown under the radar in this conversation and generally this year on the men's side. And I'm going to go with a little bit of an upset there. I'm going to say the Wolfpack.
Cool. Chris?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is a toughie. This is a real toughie.
This one's really hard, and I'm inclined to just go Indiana then because they're seated first. But it's hard for me to envision them going any faster than then they already went, and I start trying to talk myself into Texas or Cal in this just because they're going to be, as I said, the two teams that are contending for winning the meet. So I at the end, I've just talked myself into another Texas relay win.
Yeah, I think I was doing the same thing. I think we're on the same page a lot today, Chris. Casper Corbo, he's a legit 100 breaststroker. He's going to really put a dent in like someone like NC State, who's always had a lack of top tier breaststroke power. That being said, like Ron Polanski's going to go 50 point for Stanford, and Louisville's got a great breaststroker as well. I'm going to go Florida.
Florida.
Yep.
Wow, Florida. I'm going Texas in this one. I think Texas take this one. I have no idea why. I just think they do. I just get that feeling.
Texas is a good bet.
I'm going to do a sneaky switch to Texas too. I don't know.
Texas.
I mean, they're going Grimm, Corbeau, probably Alvin Jiang, and then Kibler. Hanahy. Oh, yeah. Hanahy on the end. I mean, oh, wait.
You put him on the front or the back.
I don't know what they're picking, but
you could stick Anthony Grimm on the front if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You could put several people on the butterfly leg, not just Alvin Jiang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going Texas. Sorry.
Texas.
See how they do. All right. Last day, final day here. We're going to kick it off with the 200 backstroke. Speaking of 200 backstroke, Ryan Murphy's joining us.
Wait, what about the mile? Come on, Nate.
We'll get to, you want to do the mile first? Let's do the mile.
It's the order of
we want to do it in the order that it's in the psych sheet.
Okay. Oh, they're swimming the mile just like they did at the women's meet. I didn't realize they had a mile at this one too.
I was trying to skip the mile last time.
Well, this should be probably the shortest conversation is the mile.
Yeah, Bobby Fink's going to win it. Does he get his record? I don't know, but he's closing in 20.6.
Anyone not think about Bobby Fink? Bobby Fink, and sold. Bobby, you're on.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be close.
Clear winner.
Gordon Mason down there at 19th for ASU. I think he's got a shot at going top 8 though. But Bobby Fink, I think he wins.
All right. 200 backstroke.
Yeah, least favorite event of the meet. It's super deep, but no sun devils in this one. So, I mean, we'll go with Destin Lasco. I think Cal goes 1-2. Oh man, Cal's got 3 up there. I think Cal could go 1-2-3. That'd be a big swing. So you got Carson Foster in there fending for himself. I mean, look at how many 140s there are. You have to scroll. That's insanity. Can you scroll?
Yeah, so many. Thanks, Jay Ryan.
How many 140s are there in this meet?
Too many.
A lot. 30.
Yeah, 30-ish. Yeah, this could be a huge event for California, to be honest. Not just those guys up top, but they got the guys on the bottom. Bryce Mefford's little brothers down there. Sebastian Somerset is down there. That's just. They're like a team that does this. This is what they're going to do. They're going to get 16th place. They're going to get 14th place. They're going to get 12th place. They're going to get these kids back in here, and they're going to score points.
Yeah, I think that's what we saw at the Pac-12 beat, right? I mean, they came in that first day, 200 back, and just laid the lumber on it. And it's like, okay, this thing's over. And to your point, Nate, like when they get 16th to 14th, they're also really good at winning heats at nighttime.
Yes.
And when you win B finals, 9 points relative to, being 6th or 7th or 8th. Yeah, it's just a huge difference and a huge momentum swing. They did that at the conference meet as well. One name that really caught my attention on here that I had no idea how good a backstroker he was Kieran Smith. He's seated 8th in this event at 139.5. Super impressive. But I'm going to go with Destin Lasco. This is his sweet spot for all the events. And I think Leon McAllister from Stanford has had a really good, consistent year. So I think Pac-12 goes 1-2 on this.
I am making it 3 for 3, although I can get this in the frame. New Jersey, the best state in America. Only the strong survive. Destin, we're proud of you. Go win one for Jersey.
Cool. Jersey boy. Jersey. Nate?
Oh, boy. I guess my gut keeps telling me Bryce Mefford's got more in the tank. He is an Olympian for the 200 backstroke. And I think he took the first semester off, so he just started to really compete again. He's been under 140 already this year. I'm gonna stick with my gut. I'm gonna stick with Bryce Mefford.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not going to pick a Cal winner. I'm going to pick Cal a sweep. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh,
That's what I'm picking here. A 1, 2, 3 sweep.
that
I don't
could
know who
actually
gets.
really, really happen.
Yeah, I don't know who gets the win on this one, but it's a Cal sweep here, and I think this turns the tide of the meet here. I think this is where Cal start to take control of the meet. Personally, is in the morning, Saturday morning, 200 backstroke. Momentum swings in their favor here. I think they come out and slap Stanford. I mean, not Stanford, Texas. Slap everybody, actually. I think this is where Cal start to take control.
Actually, speaking of that, this is pretty crazy. Like, Texas usually scores a fair amount of points in this event, and they okay, Chris O'Connor is 18th. I thought it was just 2 entries, and one of them's Carson. So they're this is going to be a big point flop for Cal over Texas, who
and it's the momentum swing.
Yeah, it's basically I think it's a 2-horse race, right?
For sure.
For the whole thing?
Yeah, for sure. And this is honestly the last championship Auburn won in 2009. We were sitting on the pool deck next to Texas, and our guys came out and dropped the hammer just like I predict Cal to do. And I saw the Texas men were standing up on the bleachers, and at the end of the 200 back, they all sat down and just deflated them. That was the end. That's when I knew we were going to win the championship in 2009. I think Cal does the same type of thing here at this meet.
Oh, gutted. All right, men 100 freestyle.
Well, I mean, this one's a lot of fun too, huh?
Yeah, this one's fun.
Yeah. I think we've still got more to go from Bjorn. He's 5th, but he's not going to get 5th. I don't think he wins. I really like wearing jorts, and so it's hard for me to pick against Brooks Curry. Aside from the fact that he's 40.9, he's an Olympian. I think he's got a lot more in the tank. I just want to see those jorts on the podium. So Brooks, pack them on this day. I think you're wearing them on the top of the podium.
I'm going to piggyback that, Kyle. Viva la mullet.
And jorts or Brooks Curry?
Brooks Curry for the win.
Greg's got shorts on right now. You can't see, but he's wearing it.
Well, I was going to say, growing up in the 80s around Philly, you had to have worn jorts.
Right? I mean, let's be real. Of course I did. That's just ridiculous.
No chance. I'm going Curry as well. Just a whippet of a human being. Just a tall, skinny little missile. And he's so fast. And I think for me, the 50 is a little too short for him. But this race is it fits just right.
Yep. Everything you just said, actually, I do agree with you on that one. I think the 50 is not his favorite event. I think this is his event. I do think he takes this one too. I'm on Brooks Curry.
Ditto. I think that was a sweep. That was like the first event, and we all were like, "Yep." Well, other than the mile.
Probably think, yeah.
I love jorts.
Yeah.
All right, 200 breaststroke. We're almost done here.
200 breast.
You got the kid from Penn here.
Yeah, and we also have 15 A cuts. Ha.
I mean, if it wasn't for Will going 147, this heat would be a heat where we have 6 or 7 guys potentially breaking the NCAA record. It's a strange hypothetical situation since it's never going to happen. I think Leon could win the 200 fly, the 200 breast, and get top 3 in the 200 back, and then also probably a final in the 100 free. Is he going to win the 200 breast? You bet he is. ASU.
Oh my God. What is that?
Head cover. Okay.
What do you? Oh, I was gonna say, what do you put on?
Running low on shirts. So
You need to bust out the caps. Chris DeSantis, you going with this other Jersey kid or what?
No.
Isn't he from Jersey?
Lights out. Oh, lights out. Greg.
Yeah, don't skip Greg again.
Craig, we skipped Craig.
I like Reese for the win on this. I think he's just been kind of like just laying in the weeds long enough. He looked pretty good towards the tail end of Pac-12, so I'm going to roll with the big fella. Go with Reese.
I've liked Reese for the win on this for a number of years. Where's he been? I mean, come on, Reese. If you're going to win it, let's win it. You know, like I've had money on him for a while. I've lost a bit of cash. So are we finally going to see a Reese win? Is that what you're telling us?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it, Reese.
Pac-12 Scholar Athlete of the Year too, so deserves a shout out for that. That dude gets it done in and out of the pool and has for years.
Yeah, Chris, what were you saying?
I'm going with McHugh again. He won that duel against Reese a year ago. I think Fallon's real strong. He's a little bit all over the place. McHugh has a little bit more experience, and he's just going to be so rock solid in this final, and I see him taking it.
Yeah, you gotta rate up significantly on this last 25. And Reese is just too big. He can't rate up fast enough. And so if you're gonna have somebody like a Max McHugh rate up and have the momentum, the speed at the end, that's gonna be the factor. So I'm with you again, Chris. I'm going with Max McHugh for the double.
Yeah, back-to-back championship. I'm going Max McHugh too. I think he wins this one. I like him on this.
So Matt Fallon could do the same thing. He's like that. He's kind of like a water bug.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got? Is this it? Well, we got two more.
Two fly
in the relay.
Fly relay.
Guys, I'm so excited about this race. This one might be the one that I was a two flyer, so I'm a little bit, biased, but this is going to be exciting.
Yeah, I mean the depth in this one is insane again. We got 3 5 years up there, or 5 years, 5 years, just reading it. Oh, there we go. Hold up. I'm just gonna
travel safe.
You mentioned the swim cap thing, so I went and got one out. I was actually swimming last week with Pernod, who reminded me how bad I was at swimming. And I mean, that guy's he's probably watching this. He's like skipping a rock off water. But yeah, I mean, this is a tough one. I really don't know. I didn't prepare enough for this one. Let me look at it one more time. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Albiero, 100%.
Yeah.
No explanation. He's just going to get it done.
Albiero. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a 3-person race with those top 3 seeds, but it's hard to go against Nick Albiero. He is so dang consistent at these big meets. Just knows how to get it done. I'm going to roll with the 5th year.
Good call, Chris.
I'm going with the pedigree here. I think, sometimes you look at you got a couple people on your team when you're coming up swimming and you go wow, wonder if those two got married and had a kid, that kid would probably, this is the 2 best swimmers on your team. So when you got the product of Jeff Julian, and Christine Quantz, I have to pick him here in the 200 fly. It's gonna be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I love the way he swims it, because that's the way I used to swim it. Personal best time out of the 100.
Just 15 seconds slower or what?
And then just try to bring it home. So we'll see, because he's going to be out fast. I mean, I don't think he can not go out fast. It's in his blood or something.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he can. That's the last we've talked about. I feel like every time we talk about Trent and Julian, this is what we talk about. That last 50 meters is what is killing him. And he just needs to, once he finds and figures that out, he's going to win this race. But man, I really like Luca Orlando. He's a year gone past the injury. This is his real event, his bread and butter event. I'm going with the upset. I'm going with a Georgia Bulldog, Luca Orlando W.
Okay. Nice. I heard Ivanov had been training all summer for this, all Christmas. So I'm not going to go with him. I'm going to go with Albiero. I'm going to go with the Louisville 5th year man strength coming back at it. Did he win last year? Yeah, double. Who won last year?
I don't know.
Didn't he win last year?
I think he did.
Sockwell, that's what we rely on you for.
Yeah, I'm typing one-handed. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Ooh, we're close to that.
By the way, he just went this. He's got the pool record, by the way.
Yeah, he did it at ACCs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, ACCs,
so he's
okay. Yeah, I'm I'm calling an NCAA record. Albiero.
Taking down Jack Conger.
Yeah, and then retires, and then puts his cap on the block and walks away.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
We need that.
That's
He did win last
That's
year.
a good prop bet.
Yeah, just puts his cap on, says, "See, I'm out. Peace."
138.6. He won last year.
Yeah, perfect.
So much faster already so far this year. All right, here we go. Last one. This is it for the title, for the championship.
Ooh,
I mean, what a
The
great
team
way to end the
title.
meet. What a
Ooh.
great way to end the meet. So, I mean, I like to golf a lot, right? And, you know, you've got two clubs in your bag that are probably the most important. You got the putter and you got the driver. And, you know, they say you drive for show, putt for dough. We're not getting paid at this meet. We're amateurs. So we're not making dough. So when I play golf, I put the ASU head cover on my driver. They're going 244.9 and they're winning.
244.9 ASU win, and then they finish in the top. What are ASU finishing? Because you've called them for about 17 wins. What are they finishing?
I mean, Texas is diving, I think, is what's going to put them over the edge. So if we're doing team race stuff right now, I'm going Texas 1, Cal 2. Ooh, Florida and NC State for 3 and 4. It's tough, but ASU's going to take 5th. I did a podcast with Grant a couple weeks ago, and I predicted they'd be top 5. I'm sticking with it.
Okay. All right. Top 5. There we go.
I'm really hoping the meet comes down to this last event. I do think that, you know, the change in Texas's diving without having Jordan Wendell available is impactful. I do think that definitely moves the needle. You know, I honestly, at this point, like, it's hard to predict a 400 free relay because you're just rolling with whoever's swimming really well. So it's kind of less about that and more about like where they need to finish to either win or be second or be third or be fourth, whatever that may be. So I think it's going to be just a really good meet, come down to the end, to a spot where maybe Cal just needs to beat Texas in this relay to win the national championship. And I think it's going to be really tight from 3rd to 6th. I think those next 4 teams after those top 2, super competitive, and I'm excited to see that all unfold.
I like that analysis. Really good stuff.
Wait, who are you picking?
In the relay itself or to win?
Oh, relay.
I think Cal.
I had the shirt ready.
Sorry, Kyle.
You think Cal, and then you also think Cal will win it based on the fact that it's going to be a close race.
And just watching that Pac-12 meet unfold, I mean, that was pretty impressive. When you see 200s of stroke being that good on the last day of a conference meet, like relative to where they were on you know, day 1 and 2, like they're prepping for this not 3 weeks ago. So I just feel like
I mean, you've been part of it, so you know, right? Yeah. Okay, Chris.
I see a different scenario. Obviously, as I said from the beginning, I'm hedging my own bets, my emotional bets against my real bets. So I think Texas has the meat in hand by this point, but I think Cal will win the relay because they're a team with a lot of pride. And so I think even if it comes down to that scenario, they're going to race their butts off in this and want to go out with an exclamation point on the meet no matter what. And then that'll lead them to take this.
Did everyone see Kyle's response to when Chris didn't pick ASU and when I didn't pick ASU? Like, the emotional attack that he's feeling right now is strong.
Really? He went all red. Look at him. Look at his face.
Yeah.
That's the lighting.
Did you grow out a mustache to talk about everybody else's mustache?
Maybe I've been prepping for this podcast for weeks. I don't grow this overnight. I'll go ahead and get that out there.
All right.
Nate?
I'm going with Cal. This is like their relay. They usually close. They usually win this one. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you're right. I think Cal wins this, and I say that in a way that I do not want to put any disrespect on Texas at all. I think Texas are an incredible team. They're stacked. Nate and I went down there and spent a week with them. So like, this is a really good team. I don't know. I just think for whatever reason there'll be some magic on the Cal side this year, and they'll they'll get it done. I like to also think that, that Texas isn't just going to keep running away with championships. Like maybe they will, and they'll prove us all wrong. And Eddie's one of the greatest, if not the greatest. We all know that. So it's been fun following him, going down there and doing that interview with him and spending some time. We loved it, Nate. But
yeah, I'm gonna put that I'm gonna share that montage video again because it was so good.
So good. I mean, he was just so gracious to letting us in and opening up his program. Like, look, I'm a huge fan of Texas, and I think they're swimmers. I love their guys. Their guys are awesome. I've got nothing bad to say about their guys. I just think on this occasion.
This is the meet. This is like their meet. The conference meet is not really a conference meet. It's not like Pac-12. It's not like SECs. These guys are ready to whip ass this week. This is the weekend. Texas.
But do you worry, Nate? I mean, I guess we didn't want to talk too much about the women's meet, but we've always talked about that as an advantage for Texas. But I feel like it was also an advantage for UVA, for instance, that they have such stiff competition at their conference meet. I think it benefited Stanford as well, that they had good competition at their conference meet. I wonder, as things get more and more competitive, sometimes you look at like NCAA tournament for basketball or these other tournaments where teams get to sit for a little while or not really be contested for a while. Is it always going to be a great thing that they don't have that competitive of a conference meet?
Well, they're going to the SEC, so it's going to be completely different in a couple of years, right?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I tend to, it's like an emotional thing too. It's so emotional at Pac-12. It's so emotional at SECs. And people can just like put all their emotional energy into that one meet, and then boom, 2 weeks later, they just can't. They don't have it. They don't have that energy.
Yeah. I mean, look how well Texas women swam. I mean, they swam lights out. Mitch and Carol have done a great job at that program, and I mean, to get second is huge to them, especially what I think is one of the greatest women's teams of all time. They put together a great championship.
And they did it with 7 girls.
Yeah.
7. That's it. Second place. You need 7. If you would have told me you need
they took 7
to get second.
Oh wow.
7. And some divers, but yes.
Yeah, they had 3 divers. So they picked up a lot of points.
For sure.
Yeah, they had 3 divers in the A final of the platform, right?
Yeah, that's really what's 90 points total on the 3 diving events. That's that was, but they swam really, to your point, Nate. They had 7 women there.
And they were all finals. Like they weren't even. I don't even think they made console. It was just they were just in the top 8 all the time.
Yeah, they swam really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, it really felt like they swam a perfect meet. I don't like using that word, but I mean, like you mentioned, they didn't have the bodies to mess up, and they didn't. I mean, their divers showed up for sure. I mean, like you said, on the last day, going into it, I mean, they had Pfeiffer and Sullivan both show up in the mile in that early heat, which was. I mean, after that, it's hard to expect them not to win. But then after you watch 3 divers get put into the final, I mean, yeah, they showed up on the last day. They showed up the whole meet. It was hard to look away from what Virginia was doing. But that race for second was a lot of fun.
Greg, you have the job that I think everybody thinks they want, and everybody may even think they could do a better job of. But like, I don't know
anybody like that. Yeah, I don't know anybody like that.
Well, I wanted to tell you, look, you're doing a fantastic job.
Is in my lower left-hand corner in my box.
yeah, exactly. Personally, I think you're doing a brilliant job. It's an extremely tough job, but look, you're changing swimming worldwide, for the better. So thank you for all the hard work you put in, and thank you for doing this show. I'm going to leave you maybe just with the final word, just on your championship and your team. Like, tell us some of the highlights, tell us some of the things you're proud of, just to kind of end up here,
Yeah, thanks. It was awesome. I mean, in retrospect, I think when you're in the moment, right, you always feel like you have a chance to stay in it. But knowing how good UVA was, like we would have had to have absolutely perfect meet, and they would have had to kind of fallen pretty flat to win. So we knew that was going to be hard. We felt like we'd be in a pretty good battle for second with a bunch of teams, right? At Texas, NC State, Alabama, Cal. And so for us, we just really tried to stay in our own lane and really focus on ourselves. And, just like we had a couple of weird sort of detail stuff that didn't make us feel very good getting out of the gate with the Medley Relay and, our anchors slipping off the blocks on our 200 free relay. But we were really good. I mean, Tori went 4 best times, and Brooke as a 5th year is going to best time. First time she ever went 3A finals. You know, seeing Taylor Ruck back in our like team environment. I mean, she left us in June of 2019, right? And so she went from June of 2019 until September of 2021 without being here. And we missed her. We missed her like spirit. She's just an amazing, amazing young person and hell of a swimmer. But just like what she brought, you know, you didn't realize how much you missed her until like she came back this year. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah. And she had a really good meet. For her to win that 200 free was certainly a really cool moment for our team. You know, Lily Nordman, a couple of best times, getting 4th in the 200 free. I don't think anybody would have predicted her to get 4th in the 200 free with a 142.6. So we were great. I think the one thing that, as I've thought about the meet on Sunday and Monday, was last year, you know, just living in this particular part of the country, and in particular our county, it was a really kind of miserable experience for these guys, not being able to live on campus in the fall. And then, you know, we're testing 3 times a week, and just was not a fun year for them. And we had a rough NCAAs. We finished 9th, right? There's no secret there. And I think what I realized is even our seniors on this year's team, like the last time they were really in a team battle was their freshman year of 2019. And it's been so long that like I think you compare that to what UVA and Texas and some others had last year. They were still in it, even though it was a weird year. They were like in that team race for a trophy. You look at, you know, people like Emma Stickland, you know, you talk about the Texas crew. I mean, she had that experience last year. She comes in this year and goes 2A final swims. Or, you know, like a Riley Tiltman for UVA, she's a freshman this year, but she got to race last year since she joined their program halfway through the year. Like an experience that maybe we didn't have. And it's not making excuses. I just think it was really interesting to sit back and think about it. Like, all right, this is we've missed being in the fight. And so I feel like we're in a really good position to kind of learn off of this, right? Like Tori not making the A final in the 100 free, went a best time at night, and then went even faster again, leading off our relay. And just like, you know, some of those little mistakes that we won't make in the future. I'm excited about that. So I'm kind of fired up about where our program is. We're going to have, I think, a pretty decent number of 5th years next year. And a really good incoming freshman class. And so we're going to have to be. I mean, UVA is not getting any worse. Texas is not getting any worse, right? They're both bringing back a ton. So I'm excited about what that looks like, and the pursuit just to continue to fight, regardless of where we finish next year. Like being back in that arena is something I'm excited about.
Well, good for you, man. Congratulations. Good stuff. I love it.
Thanks.
Look at Sockwell. Have a look at this kid. What is going on here? What is happening?
Red House.
Chris, thanks for being here. Kyle, love you, mate. Nate, as always. And Greg, you're a legend. Tonight we have the man, Nathan Adrian, going to call the first race. So that'll be exciting. Yeah, Nathan. So it's only, a couple of hours away. Let's go get some lunch, guys, and maybe some dinner for you, and we'll get going. All right. Peace. Love everyone.